You study vocabulary, learn grammar rules, even watch English videos, but then suddenly, you're in a real-life situation and your brain just freezes. Why? Because you've been learning about English, not through it. But when you hear a story, something strange, funny, or a little embarrassing, you learn without even realizing it. So today's story from Santorini will teach you natural, useful English, all wrapped inside one unforgettable mix-up. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us at SpeakEase for more stories that help you sound like a real speaker, not a textbook. It was a bright summer morning when Marcus arrived on the island of Santorini. The white buildings, the blue rooftops, the sparkling Aegean Sea, it looked just like the pictures. He had 3 days to explore the island and wanted to take in as much culture as possible. His plan for the afternoon was simple: wander the winding streets of Oia, take photos, and visit a local art museum he had read about online. After a long walk through cobbled alleys and sun-soaked stairways, Marcus spotted a beautiful white structure overlooking the cliff. There were clean stone columns, delicate floral decorations, and soft classical music drifting from inside. It was stunning, exactly what he imagined a small island museum would look like. Above the doorway was a sign in elegant lettering, but it was in Greek. Marcus, trying to be confident, assumed it said the museum's name. He stepped inside quietly. A few people stood near the entrance, dressed nicely. He assumed they were staff or guests. Everyone was smiling. No one stopped him. The inside was beautiful: white walls, dramatic lighting, art on display, at least that's what he thought. In the center of the room stood an arch made of flowers, and chairs were neatly arranged on both sides. A man with a camera passed by, and Marcus nodded politely, thinking he was part of the museum team. Then it happened. A woman in a long white dress appeared from a side room. Everyone turned. A slow hush fell over the crowd. The music grew louder. Marcus suddenly realized something was wrong. It wasn't an art exhibit. It was a wedding. Not a wedding exhibit, not a cultural display. A real, live, actual wedding. Marcus froze. He had walked right into a private wedding ceremony thinking it was a museum. Worse, he was standing in the middle of the aisle, directly between the bride and the groom, who had just entered from opposite sides. Panicking, Marcus turned to step back. A woman nearby whispered something in Greek and gently motioned for him to move. Embarrassed, he gave a soft sorry, backed out quickly, and slipped through the door he had come in. His face was bright red. Outside, the sun hit him like a spotlight, and all he could do was laugh at himself. He sat on a nearby stone wall, replaying the moment in his head. He had confused a wedding venue for a museum. Why? Because he trusted his assumptions instead of asking or reading carefully. And honestly, the building did look like it could be a gallery. It was beautiful, silent, artistic. But this was Santorini, a popular wedding destination, and Marcus had learned the hard way to double-check. Later that evening, he returned to his hotel and shared the story with the receptionist. She burst out laughing, then said, "You're not the first. That building is rented often for weddings. Tourists mistake it all the time." That didn't erase the embarrassment, but it did make Marcus feel less alone. From then on, Marcus made it a habit to ask someone if he was unsure about a place. He practiced simple questions in English like, "Is this open to the public?" or "Is this a museum or a private event?" These small phrases saved him from other awkward situations during his travels. And that's exactly what you can learn too. From this story, you've already picked up how to talk about making a mistake, using expressions like "I assumed," or "I realized," You've seen how someone can describe an unfamiliar setting using natural language, phrases like drifting music, cobbled alleys, stone columns, or a hush fell over the crowd. You've even absorbed the rhythm of telling a funny story without needing to memorize lines. This is real English, the kind that helps you laugh, reflect, and communicate more naturally. So what about you? Have you ever entered the wrong place by mistake? What happened? Share your story in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to SpeakEase so you never miss a lesson hidden inside a great story. See you next time.